up YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I decided to sit down and talk to you guys about my life story, my journey when it comes to my weight, how I got to where I am now, and kind of where I came from. So yeah. Let me just start off by saying being fit and healthy was never natural to me. I did not grow up that way. It is not genetic. It's been a struggle. I've worked very hard, and I just kind of want to share about it. So I'm a little hot. Let me take this off. I know it's here in Florida, but like it's kind of cold out today. So let's start off with my childhood. I grew up overweight. I did not play sports. I was not active at all. I loved food. And being overweight, I did get teased and bullied, and that really led to a lot of self-hate, body image insecurities at a very young age, which later on led to a lot of depression and really deepening into self-body hate and image issues. I had to go to a nutritionist when I was at a very young age, which was really embarrassing. I cheated on the mile runs because I couldn't do it. I was the bigger one of my friends. My mom would just say I was big boned, and that's the biggest lie ever. And yeah, so body issues really started at a young age. When I was in 7th grade, I so desperately wanted to be skinny like my friends that I stopped eating. And it was gradual. It's not like I wanted to be anorexic or stop eating. My brain told me I wasn't hungry, which was probably a lie. My body probably adapted to the little food I was giving it. And it got so bad to the point where I was throwing away my school lunches and eating only like 2 fish sticks for dinner. And my parents didn't really know how bad it was because they thought I was eating at lunch. And they're like, maybe it's teenage, she's growing, or she's stressed. I'm not really sure. But it kind of got bad to the point where my friends got help for me. So I remember being in the classroom and they opened the door, the classroom across from me, so I could see the door. They opened the door and 2 or 3 of them literally crawled out of their room so I wouldn't see them, and went to the counselor and told them about me, and so I could get help. So obviously this cool counselor went and told my parents. I got help. Of course I was very mad and embarrassed when they did that, but I'm so thankful for this day because it probably saved me from going down a really darker path when it comes to, you know, the dangers of under eating and like malnutrition. So I got better from there, and then in high school, I mean, I tried volleyball, I tried cheerleading. I don't know, sports growing up just weren't my thing. But I was under eating in high school, and at this point it wasn't really intentional. It was just we weren't educated on eating enough and fueling your body enough. But looking back, I definitely was under eating. Throughout high school, I did deal with a lot of like depression, anxiety, a lot of mental issues that not many people knew about. I went to a therapist. I don't even know what age I started going to a therapist to talk about it. My parents didn't even know how bad it was. I struggled a lot with like knowing who I was, upset with my body because I was just never happy with it since the day I was like a kid. Never feeling good enough, picking apart my body every day in the mirror, and it's just really sad looking back now how young I was and how low I was feeling at such a young age when I should have been, you know, having fun and playing and living life. So after I graduated high school, things took a turn for the worse. I had all of these, you know, graduation parties and barbecues, and I gained my freshman 15 before going to college. And it was horrible. I couldn't even fit into my shorts. I couldn't fit into any of my clothes. I remember on my 18th birthday how uncomfortable I felt. I didn't want my boyfriend to touch me or hug me or see me. I didn't know who I was. Like, I had just gained 15 pounds in a 2-month span. And I was just embarrassed, and I didn't know what to do because I was going to college and I didn't want to look that way. And I knew it deep down inside. And then I went to the gynecologist and she was like, sweetie, you can't afford to gain any more weight. And that was like the biggest slap in the face and the wake up call. And I was like, all right, like I need to learn how to lose weight. So when I got to college, I told my best friend. She already knew because I had been complaining all summer how much weight I had gained. And I started working out almost for the first time ever. I had been to the gym a few times when I like did cheerleading and with my boyfriend, and it was really new to me. It was really intimidating. I remember not even being able to run 5 minutes straight. I couldn't even like bench press the barbell. Like I just was like, I felt out of place. I don't know, I just felt so uncomfortable in my skin. I didn't know what to do. I was so desperate. So I resorted to cardio because that's what online tells you to do, is do hours of cardio, cut out carbs. You bet your ass I did that. So I did like the Atkins diet. I bought those Atkins bars. I like would do 45 minutes of the elliptical and like 10 to 15 minutes of abs like almost every day, and eat the Atkins bar for breakfast. I would eat a salad with some chicken for lunch, and then chicken again and some veggies for dinner. I was under eating, overdoing cardio. I was exhausted, I was drained. I was drinking a lot on the weekends, binge eating a lot on the weekends because I wanted the munchies, and it was the weekends, it was my cheat days, and it was a mess. I really wasn't seeing results. I did lose some weight, but I was not doing it healthy whatsoever. And throughout college, I felt like I experienced a lot of like binge eating, under eating cycles, because I was under eating a lot when I was in school, just being busy, trying to always lose weight and be fit. And then when I would go home, well, you know, when you go home, I wasn't working out and I was eating all the good food at the house. So it was a miserable cycle the entire time in college. In sophomore year, I experienced a lot more anxiety and depression, and I lost a lot of weight. I was not eating because I had no appetite because I was depressed, and I lost a lot of weight. Unfortunately, I have no pictures from that time. I like lost my phone, broke my phone, no pictures, but I just remember telling my boyfriend, don't I look skinny? And like literally you could see my hip bones. Like I was so malnutritioned, it was horrible. And then my junior and senior year, I would say I was healthier. I was trying to do a little bit more research. I got into lifting weights, or really the weight room machines. I wasn't really following a plan. Still drinking a lot of alcohol and binge eating, but it was healthier than my first 2 years. And then I graduated college and hit one of the lowest points I have ever been in my entire life. I was working in my engineering corporate job. I hated my job. I hated my boss. I felt lost. I just didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know my purpose. I had no passion. And those emotions and those feelings led me to eat all the food in the world. I was going to the gym in the morning, but I was going with no intention, no clear plan. Like I just wasn't working out enough. I was overeating, and I was just severely depressed. And in the summer, I was still pretty skinny, just, you know, on the summer high, hanging with friends. Like I still felt okay even though I was working. But once the fall and the winter hit, it was the darkest place I have ever been in. Not many people knew that. I had to get help again, reached out to a therapist. And I remember clearly taking a picture, because I started doing side-by-side pictures, and I took a picture and put it right next to, I put it next to a picture I took in September, and I had gained 15 pounds again. And oh my god, I did not think I was gonna cry. Woo! I'm sorry. It was just a really dark place. Mentally, how I felt about my body, about who I felt about myself. And I was lost. Just I hated myself, who I was, what I looked like. I just like was just done. Like for years I struggled with my weight. For years I struggled mentally inside, like having self-worth, having self-love, having just mental battles. And I just remember like taking that picture and I just broke down and I just looked in the mirror and I was like, is this gonna be like, am I gonna be like this for the rest of my life? Is that even worth living to live that way? And just being like, what's wrong with me? Why can't I be skinny and eat the foods I want? And why can't I just feel beautiful and love myself? I didn't know what was wrong with me. And that was a time where, you know, social media was getting bigger and you would see girls on Instagram looking beautiful and skinny and toned and muscular and saying that they were eating like cookies while doing it, and I couldn't fathom it. Sorry, just like did not expect to get that emotional, and it really broke my heart revisiting that lowest place. But the good news about it is I did make a change. So after I took that picture, I was literally like, I'm done. I'm done with this cycle. I'm done feeling this way. I'm done not knowing what's wrong with me, and I'm ready to make a change. I'm ready to have this new year going into 2017 be the last year where I feel this way, where I literally would always have the same New Year's resolutions and never reach those goals. So starting that January in 2017, I joined a challenge at my gym, and it felt good to follow a routine and be with people. I did the challenge and it was great, and during that time I was doing research, so like I wanted something more intimate. I ended up doing isogenics. Like, guys, I've tried everything. Keto, all of the detoxes, everything. I tried isogenics while looking at Brittany Dawn and hiring her. I chose isogenics first because it was cheaper. Didn't see results from that. Threw that away. Hired Brittany Dawn, and that's really when I started to learn a lot about flexible dieting and macro tracking and how to have a balance and how to lift weights in the gym with intention, and slowly results started to come. And during that time, I started reading books and listening to podcasts. And you guys, growing up, I did not read books. Like, I always spark noted stuff, and it was more just like, it was more podcasts or just inspirational listening. And then I got into a book that my dad taught, like, and I was so ready for change and to better my life and my mind, because I was still hating my life and my job while going through that. So it was a lot of mixed feelings. Sorry, I'm trying to speed up. So after working with Brittany Dawn, I just felt really good in the sense of, like, I wanted to continue. I, like, was so interested in health and fitness. I was so passionate about it, and I had never felt interest and passion about anything in my life before, really. So I decided to sign up and get certified in personal training. And during that, I hired my friend who was an in-person coach, and I just continued to dive deeper into health and fitness, nutrition, working out, studying for my personal training while working full-time, while working part-time at the gym, because they knew I was studying, so they let me work there, and I loved it. Like, my mom was like, you're glowing, and I was just like, all right, I need to be in this field. And while I was doing that, I half decided to train for a bikini show, because I kind of just wanted to know what it was like. I wanted to be educated in case for future clients. And I just wanted to challenge myself and just see what I could do it. But for months, so I think I started in like October, the beginning of October, maybe September, and I hadn't really told anybody about it other than like my boyfriend, my parents, because I lived with them, until January, February. Like, I hid it from them. I hid a lot of stuff from people. I didn't tell them I was studying for my personal training. Like, I was embarrassed, because growing up overweight, I kind of was just like, who am I to be in the fitness and health industry? I just had a lot of self-doubt, a lot of mindset work that I was still working on. So it took a lot of time for me to open up. Finally, in February, I told my friends at the end of February, and that's when I decided to, like, go all into this prep My show was in June. So yeah, I did the bikini prep. I loved it. It was really hard on my body. But I had gained some muscle. I leaned out a lot, obviously, for my bikini show. And during that time in 2018, from like January to the spring, I don't know what it was. I kept listening to more inspirational speakers, more podcasts, diving deeper into health and nutrition, and I got certified in my nutrition specialization. And I just, like, I've never felt the biggest gut feeling ever in my life. And I was just like, you know what? I need to get out of here. For years, my dream was to move to San Diego, California. I've always wanted to. I wanted to go to college there. Never did that. And so I told my sister, I was like, I need to get out of here. Like, I need to just get out of Boston. So my sister and I, within the time of going through prep, I was still like leaning out. I signed a lease for Florida. 6 weeks later, we moved in July. Literally, I had my bikini prep show in June. I got LASIK eye surgery the week or two after that. Had 2 weeks recovery. Ish, I don't know. And then I moved. So now we're going into my story. But anyways, after the bikini show, like just during that time frame, I just was growing into the person I always wanted to be. I knew I was in her, she was in here. I'm babbling off right now, shit. But at the end of the day, I did the bikini show. I started learning more about myself, and I decided to move to Florida. And when I moved to Florida, I was like, do I go to my engineering job when I hate engineering, or do I go to health? And like, I was working as a personal trainer from September to when I moved. So I moved to Florida. And I created an Instagram account like back in March before my show. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to start a business. I want to help women feel this way, feel better, and feel the way I had been feeling after years and years of darkness. So after the show, like I booked, I now have a fully balanced life. Like I learned about macros through Brittany Dawn and through my other coach. I I've learned all about flexible dieting. I've learned how to make this a lifestyle and a balance. And I'm done with the binge eating. I'm done with the under eating. I'm done with the self-hate and the love. Like, I've never felt so good in my skin, inside and out. I worked really hard on my mindset. I worked really hard on building the physique I have now. Building muscle is not easy, especially when you never had muscle to begin with. And I'm just at a really, really good place right now. So I just babbled. I don't even know how long that was. It was probably longer than I wanted. I'm sorry. Maybe I'll do an updated one where I'm not babbling as long in a few months. But that's a brief idea of my story, my journey growing up, about how I became, like how I am the way I am now, with my healthy habits. And that's just kind of the way it is now. So thank you for watching. Sorry for crying and getting emotional. I hope my story inspires you to start your journey. I'm here to tell you you can do it. You are worthy. You're worthy of self-love. You can reach any goal that you want. You just have to commit to yourself. Reaching out for help is okay. It can get you there faster. I'm here. I'm now an online coach. If you are interested in any type of service when it comes to health and fitness and reaching your goals, send me a message. I'll put the link here below to apply for my coaching, or in my email if you want to reach out to me. But just know that you are not alone if you are feeling that way. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe and like this video. And until the next one, bye.